Hello my motor enthusiasts. It's time to rev up the discussion about the recent United States Grand Prix that left Mercedes' hopes in the dust. The usually sterling team faltered in their strategy, raising eyebrows across the globe. For the first time in 2 years, Mercedes' usual dominance was notably absent. Meanwhile, Red Bull raced ahead confidently, with Max Verstappen taking the checkered flag, despite technical difficulties. Our champs Hamilton and Bottas at Mercedes, however, were stuck in second gear. The team's conservative approach, focusing on tyre wear and pit stops, didn't quite deliver. Echoing the sentiments of the racing world, it seems Mercedes needs a mental reset, to aim for the top spot instead of settling for second. Despite the Red Bull speed, Mercedes has shown they can indeed keep pace. It's game on at the upcoming Mexico race, where Mercedes has an opportunity to improve their pit stops and grab victory. Quite a thrilling race ahead, isn't it? Well, mates. Now that you're buckled in, let me formally introduce myself. I'm Enzo, your lead presenter here on F1 Motor Fever podcast, and with me is our resident expert and seasoned commentator, Mr. William. We're your daily pit stop for all things Formula One.
Pleasure to be here, Enzo. Looking forward to another thrilling discussion.
Absolutely, Mr. William. And to all of you listening out there, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and drop us a comment. Share the podcast with your friends and family. Your support is crucial to us and helps keep us in the race.
Absolutely. And there's plenty to talk about, isn't there, Enzo?
Oh yes, there certainly is. You won't believe what I'm about to reveal. We're about to dive deep into the dynamics at the United States Grand Prix. You'll want to stick around for this, it's pertinent to any Formula One enthusiast. So, my friends, let's go full throttle. Quite a scene at the United States Grand Prix. It seemed like Mercedes weren't ready to take on the Bulls. They've performed impressively in many aspects this year, exhibiting a consistency that the rest of the grid would envy. But second place in the Formula One Constructors Championship is where they're stuck, and therein lies the issue.
Indeed, they did snatch defeat from the jaws of victory at the Circuit of the Americas. And it wasn't the disqualification. Half of the F1 teams would probably have failed if they were tested too. It's more about the poor strategy and even poorer pit stops, which aren't usually seen from Team Toto.
Right. For the first time in 2 years, the car looked like it could take a cheeky win. But the team weren't in a winning mode. Meanwhile, Red Bull were revving to go, despite Christian Horner not wearing his usual confident face. Even with Max Verstappen's complaints about the quality of his brakes and the interruptions from his engineer, they managed to secure the win, albeit narrowly.
Hamilton and Bottas were fully committed, though. Hamilton was breathless during his end-race interview, having given it his all to try and overtake Verstappen. Yet, the team seemed to err on the side of tyre wear and pit box delta cards, a strategy for second place, not for the win.
It's clear that the Silver Arrows need a mental reset. First place has always been the target, but they've slipped into a rut due to the belief that Max and company are unbeatable. The Mercedes car may not be as quick as the RB19, but it doesn't have to be. It's about challenging that seeming invincibility of Maximum. It was in the United States Grand Prix where Mercedes and Hamilton showed they could challenge the Bulls. With better pit stop strategies, there's potential for the Silver Arrows to reclaim that top spot.
Yes, it's about playing for the win and improving those pit stops. Their performance at the United States Grand Prix demonstrated that they are capable. There's always a chance, and perhaps the upcoming race in Mexico could present the perfect opportunity.
The thin air of Mexico could indeed play into their hands. It's a different environment, different track, and a different race. It's all about how they approach it and adapt to these conditions. The question is, how this weekend's Grand Prix will unfold.
An exciting prospect, I must say. The upcoming race in Mexico might just be the stage they need to turn things around and fight for that top spot. The opportunity is there, and it's up to them to seize it. The next race can't come soon enough.
William, what's new in the world of online chatter?
Well, take a gander at this. Carlos Castaños posted, Verstappen to get bodyguards during Perez home Grand Prix.
Bit of a sticky wicket, that one.
Indeed. Zika responded with, this is nuts. Any Mexicans that can explain in detail why the hate has these preposterous proportions? To which, Mr. Effing replied, some Checolovers think Red Bull are sabotaging him in favor to Maximum. And Brazil last year. Since that, is receiving awful comments in his personal social media and even in the Red Bull one.
Oh, a bit of a conspiracy unfolding.
It continues. Purple Sectors then asks, do you think a comment from Checo to dissuade the vitriol would help a bit? Probably not the worst of it, but perhaps some of it. However, Extinction Entity shoots it down with, all the people spewing the vitriol to this extent would just say, oh, Red Bull made Checo say that.
Well, you can't please everyone, can you?
Indeed not. And Splash Bodge adds a bit of rationale, saying, if the team is so bad, and screwing Checo over, why doesn't he leave the team? It's so stupid. Fact is, Checo loves Red Bull and wants to continue racing for them, and Max hasn't done anything to warrant their wrath.
It's a fair point. Any final thoughts from our online chatterboxes?
Yes, one from Tetra Dax. What exactly makes you think people getting this upset over a sport made up of millionaires are reasonable, rational thinkers? It's a bit of a prickly pickle, isn't it?
Indeed, quite the kerfuffle. But that's the charm of the internet, never a dull moment. Well folks, that brings us to the end of another episode of F1 Motor Fever podcast. We've had quite the chat today about Mercedes, Hamilton, and the potential comeback we may see in the upcoming race. We appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you're always in the know when we drop a new episode. Share our podcast with your mates, your family, or anyone else you know who loves a good bit of Formula One chit-chat. And please, do leave us a comment, it's always a treat to hear from our listeners.
Absolutely right, Enzo. And remember, we've got fresh content coming your way daily, so make sure you're tuned in. As for what's coming up, well, you'll just have to wait and see.
We certainly appreciate all of you for joining us today. We're already looking forward to the next episode.
Until then, as we always say, Enzo and William, pedal to the metal, keep your gaze on the road, our channel's content is pure gold.